What's up, everyone? We are live. Can you guys hear me? What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? We are live. Put this one over here. Let's go. What's up, guys? We are live on YouTube. Guys, make sure in the YouTube chat if you guys can hear me. Perfect. Everyone on Instagram, we are switching over to YouTube live, YouTube stream in about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to leave the Instagram live open for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we switch over to the stream on YouTube. So you guys can just jump on YouTube. Link is in my story, and then we take it from there, guys. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Can you guys use the chat on YouTube? And can you guys hear me on YouTube? What's up, everyone on Instagram? What's up, everyone on YouTube? How you guys doing? Please let me know on YouTube in the chat. Chat is not working, huh? Let's see if the chat works now. We need to make money, definitely. But today it's not about making money. Today it's going to be about how to preserve money and how to have a good setup. So we have 57 people live on YouTube, and we have 30 people live on Instagram. Can someone please let me know on WhatsApp that is on YouTube if you guys can hear me on YouTube? Is someone on the YouTube stream that can tell me on WhatsApp if you guys can hear me? Perfect. Appreciate it. Can you guys hear me well? Fiona, Miguel, can you guys hear me well on YouTube? Nice. I'm getting 20 messages. Okay, perfect. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Appreciate it. I'm getting 100 messages right now, bro. It's insane. Everyone is messaging me. Okay, guys. First of all, really appreciate everyone's support. Welcome to the YouTube live. Welcome to the Insta live. Everyone on Instagram, we're gonna move over in 15 minutes to YouTube. We're gonna kill the Instagram live and move everyone over to the YouTube live stream. First of all, guys, I'm very happy to have everyone on today. We are talking about asset protection, which is a very, very important topic, especially when it comes to everyone that is focusing and willing to make money and is on a good way to make a lot of money, because I always thought that making a lot of money is going to be the solution to all of my problems, which obviously when you start to make a lot of money or more money than average people, then you're going to encounter some difficulties that you will not encounter if you don't make a lot of money, obviously, right? And all of this, I put this under the name of asset protection. I was once at an event. That's when for the first time I heard about asset protection. What is asset protection? Asset protection at the end of the day means to have a very strong legal framework, wealth preservation framework, risk, I would say risk mitigation or lowering risk on terms of where do you put your money, how do you handle your money, what kind of banks and stuff like that. So asset protection is how you protect the money, okay? Because if you make a lot of money, obviously now you have the problem of parking the money somewhere. You need to put and have the money somewhere. And obviously sometimes this can create big time problems if you put it all in one spot, in one basket, if you put it into the wrong places, wrong banks, wrong investments, wrong wallets, wrong ledgers, wrong exchanges whatsoever, right? So if you are not someone that has a lot of money right now, then still be on and listen, because this is going to be beyond important for you as soon as you start to make money. and you want to be smart about it. Now, I heard about asset protection for the first time at an event where a speaker taught me that you need to be smart on where you put your money and where you invest your money and how quickly you can gather the money if you need it, if you need to liquidate it and stuff like that, right? So we're going to talk about all this, mainly focused obviously on people that are professional network marketers such as I am. I make most of my money through investments, trading, and through marketing. Okay, so these are where I make most of my money. I get this money on crypto, and from there on, I put it on my bank account and so on. So just where I come from in this. And then also, obviously, very important for you to know, I will give you some tips, some expert advices at the end, what you can do to be smart about your money. Why is asset protection so important? Now, I heard about asset protection many times in the past, and I always had this in my back of my mind that one day when I make a lot of money, then I need to be smart on where I put my money, right? So I will tell you a story that maybe will completely kill your vibe, because at that time it completely killed my vibe, and sorry for spreading negativity. And I don't want to spread fear or cause fear in what you do in banks and whatsoever, but there was once a time 2 years ago when a bank froze over 50,000 euros on my bank account that I still didn't get back. And I know a lot of people in my team, a lot of leaders in the industry in network marketing, and I'm talking about clean money, right, that got these problems where their accounts got frozen, where their money got taken, and still today they don't have it back, right? So at the end of the day, I'm going to speak about the real truths today on money, about my personal experience, my troubles, because then you can use it one day, or maybe you are even right now in this situation, you can use it one day and be smart about it, okay? Because nowadays I focus a lot on it. Now, before we start, I just want to make sure that you guys understand this YouTube live or Instagram live, this recording, if you watch it afterwards, and really appreciate over 80 people on YouTube and over 30 people on Instagram, that what we are talking about is all legal methods, right? I personally don't treat my business, my taxes, my money, everything. I don't do it illegally. I do it 100% legal. That's very important. It's the first thing. If no one has ever told you this, as an entrepreneur, the one thing is making money. Other thing is keeping money. And a lot of people are very bad in keeping in the second part, right? If you figure out the game of making a lot of money, that's step number one. But if you figure that out, then you need to figure out number two very quickly, and that's how you keep money, how to prevail money, where to invest money, and how to be smart about it. Now, I am not an investment advisor, and if I talk about results, past results never guarantee for the future. This stream is not intending to promote any products, promote any services, not even promote my own team and my services and my products from the company that I work with, iGenius or the TPR team. It is to focus on just giving you a framework on how to be smart for the future, okay? So number one is making money. Figure that out. As soon as possible, you are on the way of figuring out how to make money. You need to figure, obviously, out how to manage money, where to put money, and how to protect it. Now, the very first thing that we're going to talk about is some stories that I just touched on for you to understand why asset protection is so important. Now, first of all, the first thing that you will encounter when you start to make money is that you may get problems with your normal bank. Now, the normal person has one bank. Maybe you put in the chat right now, honestly, how many bank accounts do you have? Okay, I don't know why the YouTube chat is not working. Try it out. If it doesn't work, then for the Instagram people, put into the Instagram chat, how many bank accounts do you have? Okay, how many bank accounts do you have? I would be very interested in that. Because back then, I only had one bank account. Okay, and this one bank account at this very one bank, which is a German bank, they from one to another day just froze 50,000 euros. They just completely closed my account. I got an email from the police, right? The police emailed me and said that I am most likely in trouble because of money laundering, or basically they don't say that I'm doing money laundering, but they have this, they're suspicious about it, that I may be someone, or I may be doing money laundering. Why is that? Basically, the pure fact of me making a lot of money is when it started. When I started to consistently make more than 10K a month, that's when they started to attack me. Okay, and you might call it a matrix attack or whatsoever, but in some countries, especially in European countries, banking is very, very difficult. So the first mistake is I was on one bank account. Now they closed and froze this bank account because they had a suspicion or were suspicious about me maybe doing money laundering. Okay, now obviously I talked to the police officer. I went there. By the same day, I told him what I do, how I make my money. I prove everything. And he said, okay, no problem, all good. But the bank is still frozen, or basically they kicked me out, right? The bank never told me anything. Even when I tried to call the bank, they don't give me any information because they are saying, hey, we cannot give you information about this, okay? There's a suspicion of money laundering. We cannot give you information. And I said, this is my bank account. Who do I then talk to if you don't want to give me information about my own fucking bank account, guys? So still today, they don't give me information. They kicked me out. They closed my account and 50,000 euros are just gone. Now it's on my side, and I can tell you about many people that had the same exact story, maybe with 20,000, 50,000, more than 50,000. They close your account and now you have to get it back. Now, how do you get it back? Only on the legal way. You need a good lawyer, which my lawyer is currently preparing to attack them and to get the money back. But for me, the money is already gone, right? Because I took something more valuable out of this. And this is the knowledge that I'm going to give you today. Now, the first advice for everyone that wants to protect the asset is never have only one bank account. Now, even if you live in a country like Germany, Switzerland, Austria, wherever, you may be able, obviously, because there are more banks, there's competition, to open more bank accounts than just one. And if they ask you for a reason, then just say you want to use one bank account for the money that comes in, you want to use the other bank account for savings, and you want to use the other bank account for spendings, for I don't know, utility bills or whatsoever, right? You need to give them a reason. If you go to a meeting with the bank, depends on which country. Dubai is like that, for example, at UAE, you need a good reason, okay? You need a good reason. Now, have a reason ready and have all the proof ready where your money comes in and so on. That's very important. And again, we are only talking about the legal way, and I want to ensure that you understand that the legal way is the only way. And by legal way, I mean also taxes, because the taxes, the legal structure, your tax structure is also something that's very important when it comes to asset protection. And that's also a reason why I moved to Dubai, which we're going to talk about later. So number one advice is never have only one bank account. Have more than 2 or 3. Start with the second one. Then when you start to make more money, have a third one. Now, obviously, if you have a normal job and let's say you make 2,000, 3,000 euros, dollars, then maybe you don't need 3 or 4, but just have them, right? Have them. The worst that can happen is that they kick you out because you don't have any turnovers or you're not using the account, which is completely okay, right? No problem. But have bank accounts because most likely it's free. And even if it's not free, it's a couple of euros. Now, why should you have more than one bank account? Now, first of all, you can switch quickly if they close one bank account to another and you are still able to participate in a normal life. Because try to live a normal life without a bank account or your money frozen. That's very, very, very difficult, obviously, right? So rule number one is for asset protection today, never have only one bank account. Second advice, since that day they froze over $50,000 or 50,000 euros on my bank account, I never ever put money on my bank account again. Only if I know that I'm going to use it in the next couple of hours or days. Now, how can you do this since transactions take a lot of time? Now, step number 2, again, is that you never, ever have money and you don't put your savings on a bank account. You don't put your, your investment money on a bank account. Don't leave money. A bank account, for me, is where money comes in and goes out pretty quickly again. For me, it's just like a middle piece where I can participate in the normal world, buy groceries, go shopping, and whatever. Now, obviously, nowadays, you have the normal banks, which are the banks that already exist since a longer time in a country, for example. In Germany, for example, you have Sparkasse, Volksbank. For example, in Portugal, you have Santander. In Switzerland, you have UBS and Credit Suisse, where Credit Suisse said goodbye, and now is UBS too. Same example, even the banks in Switzerland. UBS, Credit Suisse, crashed. So imagine you had your money there and you heard about all the banks crashing, the American bank and so on. So banks are not stable anymore. Banks should or used to be the safe haven where you put your money. Nowadays, I would never trust any bank with my money. Now, obviously, you have the normal banks, right? I would call them conventional banks or state banks or country banks. And then you have online banks. Now, online banks give you a very fast transaction preference, or basically they are very positive when it comes to transactions because they work very fast. Now, I will name you some of them, for example, right, that you can use in Germany. For example, you have N26, you have Revolut. Revolut you can use in more than just one European country or even internationally. Revolut is it's very hard for me to say that, but Revolut so far for me is a game changer, okay, even though they are a bank. And I'm saying that really with cautious because I don't like banks, but Revolut has treated me very well, and even though I make a lot of money. Now, I'll give you a couple of more stories before I give you part number 3, number 4. Now, for everyone that is on the Instagram live, we're gonna do the link, right? It's not a YouTube link, it's a shortened link. It will directly move you over to the live stream. So please come over to the live stream, guys. We see us on YouTube. Let's go. So we just killed the Insta live because then it's a little bit easier for us to focus here on what is important, so I can focus on you guys directly. Now, we talked about number 1, which is never have only one bank account, diversify bank accounts. Number 2, never use a bank to store money. Never use a bank to put your savings on. Just use a bank account for money coming in and coming out, okay? Now, as soon as I started to make more money than 10,000, so the first problem starts the first problems that you face with the monetary system, with the banks and so on, starts in a European country, most likely, and I would project it to all the other countries, starts when you make $10,000 a month consistently. And maybe even you have some crypto profits or trading profits, so it's very suspicious to them. Now, nowadays, another problem that I encountered of the freezing accounts and trying to get the money back, and again, it happened multiple times. It happened a second time for me, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but it happened for many, many people that I know. Now, the second thing that happened was that when I receive money on crypto, which I receive, my commissions I receive on crypto, which I then put on Coinbase, right? I put it on a trust wallet. So learn this. I have a death wallet or a cold wallet, which is basically trust wallet. It's a decentralized wallet that no one can close. That's where I receive my funds on crypto. From there, I move the money over that I need on Coinbase, which is centralized, also for exchanges. I'm not only talking about banks, everything that is centralized. Don't store money on centralized banks or exchanges, right? Don't store money there. You should never store or have investments on any exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, whatsoever. They should be decentralized where no one can touch them. Because if the government comes hard on you, then they have the opportunity to obviously freeze. And freedom is definitely directly interfered by them freezing your monetary goods, your money, your assets, right? Because then you cannot participate, you cannot move around. So the important thing when it comes to that, and what I encountered next, is that when I started to pay out a lot of money onto Coinbase, the money that I want to use, so I have the trust wallet or a wallet where I receive the funds, for example, I move them over to Coinbase, I sell them directly to Revolut, and on Revolut, most likely after instantly or a couple of hours, I have it on my Revolut account and I can spend it, right? So money goes from decentralized to centralized, sells into Revolut, which I have the Mastercard, and I buy goods in grocery stores, shopping or whatsoever, and then my account goes back to 500 euros, 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros, okay? Now, if you need to be liquid in money, then maybe I should recommend you, and that's what I use, is an American Express, okay? So for the very fast times where maybe on weekends where I cannot pay out crypto or I just need like 3, 4, 5K, sometimes this happens, then I have my American Express. But it's a credit card. They cannot take any funds. So learn that and be smart about it, okay? So I set up myself like this again. Money comes into a wallet that is decentralized. The money that I need, I send to a Coinbase or Binance. I sell it to my account instantly. I spend it. And for bigger spendings that I didn't plan, right, because everything else I can plan, I use my American Express. That's my current setup. Now, do I have more than one bank account? Yes, I have bank accounts in Germany, in Dubai. I'm opening new ones. and I still have different ones. Okay. Now, as soon as you start to make more than $10,000, I want to go and continue to explain you what happens afterwards. As soon as you make more than $10,000, most likely also profits with trading, investing crypto, the exchange is going to make big problems like Coinbase, Binance, Bitpanda, OKX, FTX. Okay, FTX is a different problem, but they're going to make problems, right? Why? Because they have one thing that they fear a lot. Exchanges, every monetary institution, banks, exchanges, whatsoever, they fear and they have one big problem, and that's money laundering. Because if they allow money laundering, they get in big trouble from the central banks, and the central banks are the ones that give them the money. So money laundering is always taken into consideration. If you make a lot of money, if the money is unevenly coming in, means sometimes, let's say it's 10K, sometimes it's 20K, sometimes it's 5K, sometimes it's 50K. It's not like a job where they can see, okay, this guy makes 10K every month. That's his job. That's the company. We can Google it, done. But as soon as you make money through an online store, your own business, whatsoever, it's going to be problematic because they're going to see this. And even if it's uneven numbers or the income is changing, right, the commission, the income, the sales, the whatever, then they're going to be suspicious and think that you're doing money laundering, and they have to check it. Now, what happens when they think that you're doing money laundering? Obviously, the first thing that happens, they close your account. They close your account, you cannot use it. Then you have to prove to them, which is a very annoying process, which I've done many, many times on Coinbase. Coinbase actually for 3 months straight had me verify every week once. Imagine, bro. I had to verify at Coinbase for 2 months straight every week with my ID, who I am, where I make my money from, and whatever. Okay? So understand now that if they ask for you to prove if you're doing money laundering or not, you need to provide where does the money come from. You need a document for it. You need to tell them what kind of goods are you buying with it. If there are other addresses from other people that send you money, you need to explain where this money comes from. You need to explain why are you using this money. You have to explain why are you using the exchange. So there's a lot of stuff that comes to it, and you need to be prepared because this can happen at any time when you make a lot of money and when a lot of money comes in. Okay? Now, so you have to build a good relation with them. As in everything in life, in business, partners, friends, family, you need to have good relations. Now, I believe that with Revolut and with Coinbase, I have a very good relation because I have been always very kind. I gave them all the information. I was very patient with them. And I verified everything many times. I showed them everything. I explained them everything into detail. So sometimes when in a bank, right? And that's tip number 3, advice number 3 is be as detailed and as kind as possible when it comes to banks, when it comes to all of this. Because if you behave like a gang member or someone that is very suspicious by giving small, undetailed answers, you are in a rush, you don't know how to explain it, then obviously it looks like you're really doing money laundering, right? It comes down to that. So be as detailed and as kind as possible when you deal with banks, even though they are annoying as hell. But be very kind. Give them all the details. Don't, because sometimes you have these requests on banks where they say, please verify your money. Please explain what I do or what you do. And then maybe you are like busy or you don't want to, you're just like, you type in 2 words, you're like online money, right? Don't do this. Like give them as detailed as possible. Attach as much. The more you send them, the happier they're going to be. Okay. That's a very important advice when it comes to banks. Now, obviously what happens next when you make a lot of money and you increase even that, try to open bank accounts. I'm going to tell you guys, I make about $100,000 every month. And every bank account since 1.5 years that I tried to open, they closed instantly. Every bank. Amazing. So every bank that I opened, and as soon as I had to verify how much money I make, they close it afterwards. I even have, and that's online banks, right? I tried Monese, I tried Vivid, I tried whatever, bro, like so many banks. So every time I open them, they're like, hey, cool, here's your bank account, here's your card, we're gonna send it to you, pay 20 euros for the platinum whatever card, and then please verify your income and how much you make. And I type in $100,000 a month. A second later, they close it. Sent email, account was closed due to policies, blah, blah, blah. We don't like blah, blah. So what they are saying is basically, bro, you make too much fucking money and you're gonna get us in trouble because no one makes that much of amounts of money every month and this age in online business or whatever in trading. So go fuck yourself and open a bank somewhere else because we don't want to deal with you. Because a bank is a business and they don't want to deal with customers that make a lot of money but are not like immensely wealthy yet where they can manage the assets and make percentages on that. So if you are in the gap in between a normal income and before you have a couple of millions on your bank account, where you can even get private banking and where they will do wealth management for you and they can take percentages and you meet in private rooms and you have champagne and whiskey when you open your bank, like all of the shit starts when you have $1 million on your side. That's where you can enter the private banking in Switzerland, in Dubai, whatsoever. But as long as you don't have that money, they're going to treat you like shit. And this happens because they don't want to deal with you. Because you are too much of a risk for the bank, because it could be money laundering, because it could be this, could be that. So now I'm in a situation where I'm 26, nearly 27 years old. My income is about $100,000 every month from marketing, from trading, investing, sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less. And no one wants me to open a bank account. So I am very glad that I've built this structure, this setup, even before I started to make this money, because I already had multiple bank accounts. I already had a good relation with Coinbase and with Revolut. I already have their biggest plan where I pay them money. I already explained them everything that I do. I explained them as much as in detail as possible, okay? And even if this setup fails, I still have 3 other methods on how I can pull money out instantly and make money, okay? There is OTC. OTC means you get crypto, you go to an office in Dubai and they give you cash instantly. So cash is basically never a problem. Maybe a little bit of a problem in European countries, but definitely not in the UAE. You just go to an OTC, which means over the counter, you bring them crypto and you instantly got cash. I got a contact in Dubai. He's called the captain. So if I need cash, I send the captain a message and I say 20,000 USDT, please meet me at Kana Cafe. And he comes with accordingly cash in a pocket, in a briefcase, puts it on the table, sends me his USDT address, I send him money, and he shakes my hand and leaves again. Now, depending on which country, and obviously for everyone's going to be different, but I think, and I know that most of you guys are from Germany, Switzerland, Austria, that's where most people come from, that follow me, that watch my content, which I really appreciate, guys. There it's going to be a little bit difficult. Maybe in bigger cities you have OTC and this kind of stuff, but there are ways, right? So you need to have second and third ways and methods on if setup number 1 fails, because this is my number 1 setup that I'm telling you right now. Trust Wallet, Coinbase, Revolut, Amex. If this fails, I have another bank account and another bank account, and I'm opening another one and another one. And there comes the second thing, is that if you are able to receive multiple, and that's more, we are talking more now about the legal, right? We are switching over to the legal. Because if you do this, you're smarter than 99% of the people. If you have multiple bank accounts, you don't use your bank accounts to save and put money. And we're going to talk about where to put money in a second, because now people are going to ask, like, where should I put my money? Like, where should I put 30, 40, 50, 100, 200K? Where it's safer than maybe in a bank. And this is my personal opinion, obviously. So we will continue and then I'll talk about this. What happens next is that if you have these setups, you have to deviate if something happens, and you can use a second, third, or fourth setup. Now, again, it's a combination of not having only one bank account, a combination of understanding don't put savings on one bank account. If you want to have savings on a bank account because you need to finance a house, you need to lease something or whatsoever, then please put it on different accounts, or put it on one account for the certain amount of time and then put it again somewhere else. Now, let's talk about how, at the end of the day, you can put your money and where you should put your money if you don't leave it on a bank account, okay? And I truly believe, for me, and obviously for everyone can be different, I truly would rather have my money in crypto where it's decentralized, and if I make a mistake, it's my own mistake, than having it with the bank where someone can control it and freeze it and do whatever the fuck they want with it. Because if you think that if they freeze your account, you get your money back easily, it's not like that. If you go to a bank and you're from Germany to whatever, they're going to tell you, fuck off. No, we're not going to do it. Prove us why you want this. Banks call people that I know on a daily basis and ask them, Where did you get this 2,000 euros from? Why are you sending 5,000 euros to this person? Why do you want to make a transaction overseas? They are annoying as hell. So the only way you can escape this is obviously decentralized, and that will be crypto. So I'm a big fan of storing money in crypto. Why? USDT, USDC, and here again, the same rules apply. Different accounts, different exchanges, different cold wallets, different assets. Now, if you want to hold value, for example, I hold value on USDT and USDC. These are the two coins, and I split it equally. Now, I would never have all of my holdings in USDT, and I would never have all of my holdings on USDC. I split it. Why? Because if something happens with USDT, if USDT depegs, then I still have my USDC money. If USDC depegs, I still have USDT. Depeg means the current value of one USDC is not $1 anymore and flushes below. So, because these are pegged values. Now you have other coins, such as the gold crypto coin, which is a coin that represents gold price, right? That's another thing. So there are many, it's a gold pegged cryptocurrency. So there are many ways on how to hold and store assets on crypto. Now, why is this interesting? Because money on crypto can be liquidated very fast. If I decide tomorrow to buy a car, I send from 2 or 3 wallets with my keys, I send the money to my Coinbase account, Binance account, whatsoever. I exchange it for euro or dollar. I pay it out to my bank account. And if it's not like a boring, old, conventional bank account, then the transaction should take a day, a couple of hours, max 3 days, and then you get the money and then you can use it. With online banks, obviously faster. So for me, this means my money, my wealth is protected on a decentralized exchange, on a decentralized wallet, where no one can touch it. And even if someone wants to take it from me, can't. It's very, very difficult. Only if I make mistakes, if I'm an idiot on the internet, if I give someone my keys, that's obviously a thing that you need to be protective about too. That's the whole asset protection when it comes to online fraud, website fraud, email fraud. You need to be a clean person, an organized person, that you don't randomly click on any emails and bullshit. You need to be very alert and attent on this kind of stuff. Maybe sometimes it would even make sense to have multiple ledgers, for example, multiple phones, just one phone for crypto. Don't log into Wi-Fi's, public Wi-Fi's. That's another thing. I know so many people, they walk into a coffee shop, 50,000 people in this fucking coffee shop, and like, let's connect to the Wi-Fi. Like, bro, are you stupid or what? Every fucking one that is in the Wi-Fi, on a public Wi-Fi, can see everything you do. And they can track and take your codes. They can take your accounts. They can take your logins. It's so easy, guys. It is immensely easy to do it. So I would, and we're going to talk about this separately at the end when it comes to the online protection, because it's like we're opening a lot of stuff, which is obviously very important, but I'm trying to keep it for the beginners today, and I'm trying to keep it in the frame of 1 hour. We still have half an hour to go. So the money that you make, you can hold it on crypto. I would rather prefer to have it in USDT, USDC, Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Gold Pack, Nexo, where I still even get percentages on it when I stake it. I have my money in crypto. Now, another thing that I do, and I'm a big fan about, is when it comes to assets, buy assets that you can convert very fast into money. Now, the Rolexes that I have, the watches, I can convert them everywhere I am in the world for money and cash instantly. Maybe I'm going to lose some money, yes. But if there's like an accident or if there's something, an emergency, I can still go and sell the watch at the next jeweler. And maybe he's going to give me less, but he's going to give me money that at least takes me back home, at least buys me a hotel for a couple of nights, at least gives me a roof and a ticket back, and maybe the money to survive for another 2 weeks or 3 weeks in the country if I play it low. Right? So if you buy assets, be smart to buy assets that you can liquidate very fast, such as watches, gold, silver, stuff like that. That's also very important, right? But let's continue in the chronology that I'm having in my mind, the red line. The next step for you when you hold money, obviously, is crypto. Now, you don't maybe only want to hold money somewhere, but you want that the money makes you more money, obviously. Okay? Another very good store of value means it might not go up that much. It might not go down that much. It holds the value or maybe increases a little bit, is in very risky, obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Very risky, but most likely, if you can lose a little bit, okay, let's say you put 10K and by the months, 2 months you need it, it's only worth 8K, then you can still use it and you can exchange it very fast for money. Cash on the crypto exchange, put it on your account, done, you're good. If you can live with this, right? Another way is have it in USDT, USDC, which you can instantly exchange and you have cash. Another thing you can do is you can put it in gold or silver. Now, you don't need the gold and silver physically at home because obviously traveling with luxurious or high value assets also gonna pose a potential risk to you moving with them. So for example, I'm in Cape Town right now and I didn't brought my Rolexes, I only brought my Cartier, which is 7,000 euros, right? It's not like a Rolex 15, 18, 20, 21, 22, because obviously Rolex is also a brand that a lot of people recognize and instantly know the value of it, where Cartier is more like low, and people don't really understand what kind of watch it is, okay? So you need to be smart about how you play it, and also later when you travel, when you move around with the assets. But for now, let's focus still on the point on where can you put your money, where it makes you more money. And I'm still a very big fan of gold, silver online. You can buy and hold your gold and silver at big companies, and they're going to hold it for you in a high security department. And if you want to sell it, you can sell it instantly for money, and they transfer your money on 1 to 3 days, right? There are names like Gran Valora and so on. So gold, silver, USDT, USDC, if you can play the risk and you can lose a bit or you can gain a bit, Bitcoin. You have the pegged gold coin on crypto, which is another opportunity, right? And then obviously depends on what you want to do. Watches, gold and silver physically, bags, everything that at least holds value or increases value that can be sold pretty fast, right? These are some moves that you can do. Now, obviously, if you have 20,000 euros, you're not going to say, hey, I'm going to buy a Rolex and then I'm selling it again if I need the money. Most likely, if you know you're going to need the money in the next couple of weeks or months, you hold it on USDT, USDC, Bitcoin, gold, silver, crypto pegged gold coin. And then you switch it over and you have the money and you're ready. Now, for long term, I would go where there is an opportunity to upside movements, and that's Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm a big proponent of Ripple, which you might know. Again, this is very risky. You know, don't take everything that I say and just say, hey, I'm going to run with it, because obviously it's different people, different situations, different whatever. I can play this risky because obviously I don't have anyone else than my family, my nearest and dearest ones that I need to take care of, which is basically easily done. But if you have a family, if you have whatever, you have people that you need to pay whatsoever, then definitely it's going to be a little bit more difficult, okay? But at the end of the day, one big advice before we move over more to the legal tax framework and also like be smart about how to protect your assets and stuff like that. I think in this first half an hour, and I'm still very confused why the chat is not working. I'm very pissed at that. But hopefully you guys can still hear me and everything is good. I saw a lot of people jumped off. So let me see if you guys can still, okay, you guys can still hear me. It's all good. Okay, so some people are coming back, some jumped off. But I think for the first 30 minutes, I think if you only do what I said in the first 30 minutes in terms of diversification of bank accounts, multiple bank accounts, not holding and stored value on bank accounts, be kind and smart and as detailed as possible when you deal with banks and institutions, have different crypto exchanges, use a debt wallet. And by debt wallet, I mean it's a wallet that is not registered, right? Debt wallet, cold wallet is a decentralized wallet. Also, when it comes to ledgers, if you store long-term crypto money, have different ledgers. I have different ledgers, right? I have 5 or 6 ledgers that I'm using for different assets, right? So I need like a whole extra brain just for all the passwords and everything for all of these exchanges and lock-ins and whatsoever, right? So then again, another thing that is very important when it comes to asset protection is protecting yourself legally towards the government. Have you ever heard about there's no resources, there's no money to take from someone that has no money? You cannot take from someone that doesn't have it. If an institution, the police, the government, look into my bank account, they think I'm a fucking brokey that cannot handle money. Why? Because every time I, for example, transfer 5,000 euros, it's gone in a couple of hours or 1 or 2 days, and it drops back to $100, $500. If I open my bank account right in front of you right now, I'm going to tell you how much money I have on. So I'll give you one of my bank accounts. Bank account number one, I spent some money shopping today, 1,829 euros. Bank account number two, 500 euros. Bank account number three, this one has more on it because I have to pay rent, which is 20,000 euros for half a year. So this one has 20,000 euros on, which is gonna be deducted. I don't have more. So after they take the rent, there's no more money on my bank account. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, so we can go, we can continue. 5 euros on bank account number four. Now let's go into exchanges. Exchange number one, 370 euros. Exchange number two, 225 euros. Bank account number, I don't know what, 0. Wallet number one, 3,000. Wallet number two, 4,000. Wallet number three, 50,000. Wallet number six, 1,000. Wallet number eight, 800. Wallet number 10, it's loading, 2,200 whatever. Exchange whatever, I'm not counting anymore, I don't even know. Exchange number 3 or 4, it is 5,000. Exchange number 6, and now I have to tell you off the top of my head because I don't have the other apps here. Exchange number 6, 200. Exchange number 7, 400. Exchange number 10, 8, 11, 12, somewhere in between 10,000, whatever. Now, when it comes to the ledgers, obviously, there's more money. When it comes to different other cold wallets, obviously, there's more money. But I'm not going to disclose all of my funds and where they are, obviously, right? So just for you to think, I need like a whole fucking Excel sheet just to know where my money is in my investment. And I have an Excel sheet, which is like 40 or 55 rows and 4 in. So there is some information in there because I don't even know myself. And that's important. You need an organized way on how to keep track of your money, and you need to diversify as much as possible. Because again, the legal framework is, first of all, number one, right? The first one was the asset protection. The second one is the legal framework, which goes into asset protection, which is number one, if someone wants your money, there is no money to take. You have to always think and see yourself from the perspective of the government or someone that can seize your money, can take your assets, and you don't have any. I don't have any money. I don't have any money. Go into my bank account. There's 2,000 with all the bank accounts. There's more, maybe 3,000, 4,000 euros. Maybe with the Dubai one where my rent is on, which is always going to be deducted in the next couple of days, it's left with a couple of hundred euros. So I don't have money. I don't have money, right? And that's very important. Another very important thing when it comes to legal framework is that everything you do is legally correct as much as you can. Be a perfectionist, not in every endeavor of life, but be a perfectionist when it comes to money and counting money and basically accounting of money. What is accounting of money? Accounting of money is how you deal with your papers, where the money goes, when the money comes in. Because I'm going to say one thing that many people do very wrong. Most entrepreneurs, again, after they figure out how to make money, they completely lose themselves and they completely fuck and mess up on the second. And that's like a legal framework where they do legally their taxes, they declare all the money that they make, and there's no bullshit. And I would really recommend you to do it because it makes no fucking sense if you go prison because you're an idiot on how to manage your money. It makes no sense. There's no way this makes sense. And it's not cool, it's not funny, it's just like stupid. You don't go prison or you don't get in trouble or pay extra fees or punishments or whatever because you don't just register. Because in Europe, I have earned in Germany, which is the high tax country with over 48% income tax, I paid until today 4 years. And one of the years I made more than 250, 300,000 euros profit. I didn't pay any taxes. Okay, not profit, because then I would pay taxes. But the cool thing about, especially what we do in network marketing, which is the way of how we make money, is that you can deduct everything basically. Because in network marketing and an online business, basically everything is business. All the travels that I do, because I only travel for business, all the stuff, the gear that I buy, an iPad for 1,200 or whatever, another MacBook for 1,000, phone for 1,000, another phone for 1,000, a fucking camera for 2,000, a lens for 1,000, a microphone for 500, right? A power bank for 200, which is a fucking big power bank because electricity keeps going down here in Cape Town. That's already $5,000 to $10,000 in euros that you can deduct from your taxes. That's also why it makes so much sense to build a business and have a business. Now, I would say you can stay in Europe easily or in high taxable countries until you make more than $100,000 in profits. Profits, not turnover, profits. Then you should look for an opportunity. And my opportunity, or basically you should look for a different way. You should look for a different setup. And my setup was Dubai. Why? Because it's the easiest, it's the cheapest, it's the fastest, and Dubai is just a vibe. I love Dubai. It's the perfect city. And that's also when it comes to money. Switzerland, for example, always was that's where I want to have my money. Switzerland is fucked. You don't want to have your money in Switzerland. Because there were only two things that made Switzerland so wealthy and rich is the industrialization, which went on very fast because of railways. And number two, because of their banking secrecy laws that were opened in the year of 2008, 2006, 2010, 14. It was still under Barack Obama that he cracked the banking secrecy law in Switzerland, which means back then, banks in Switzerland, they did not have to disclose any information about anyone. Nowadays, they have to. So Switzerland is not a safe haven. Europe, especially, is not a safe haven. America, the Western world, especially, is not a safe haven for money anymore. I would rather consider Dubai, even though there it's very difficult because there is more important the connections that you have. It's not about having a good legal framework. It's about who do you know that works in a bank that knows someone that can take care of your problem if there's a problem. Okay. Also, when it comes to crypto, Dubai is a little bit difficult, even though they are very advanced when it comes to putting money that you make through crypto is very difficult. Also, another big problem that many people don't talk about that I'm encountering right now because I tried to open a Swiss bank account for a company that I want to open up is that as soon as you live in Dubai or you have your company in Dubai, you are most likely banned in most of the European countries due to money laundering because Dubai became very, very famous and they put Dubai on the red list because of money laundering. That's a big disadvantage and problem nowadays if you are in Dubai, and I only encountered that a couple of weeks ago, basically 1 or 2 weeks ago, and I never heard about it. But moving to Dubai still, if you're not a multi-millionaire, and even though most of the multimillionaires that I know, they still move to Dubai, it's currently the best place where I know most of multimillionaires and millionaires will move to. It's the easiest, best place in terms of infrastructure. And Dubai, the UAE, is the new Switzerland, right? So if you want to store value or money, if you want to use normal banking system, then I would recommend you guys to open a company in Dubai. Now, if you need help with that, you can definitely let me know. I can move you to some contacts that did it with me. They're very professional. They do it very easily, and it works pretty smoothly. Even though it's Dubai, sometimes it's a little bit of trouble just because Dubai is just not like a normal bureaucracy in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, where everything runs perfectly, but mostly way faster. No, not mostly, always way faster than in a bureaucratical country like or continent as in Europe, right? So at the end of the day, when it comes to the legal framework, wherever you are born in the US, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Latvia, Estonia, Portugal, it doesn't matter. Do it legally, always do it legally, always declare everything, get the best people to take care of your taxes, because how much you pay a tax lawyer or a tax attorney or someone that takes care of your taxes, a tax assistant, whatever you want to call it, is determined by how much money you make, right? So the more money you make, the more you're going to pay. The less money you make, the less you're going to pay. That's how it actually works, and they are good ones. And put some effort into this, because again, don't be a perfectionist in most areas of life, but be a perfectionist when it comes to money and taxes, because this shit can get you in trouble. Now, as soon as you make more than $100,000 profit a year, you move over to Dubai and open your company there. Another second thing would be Portugal, which can give you tax benefits up to 5 years. Maybe some other Arab countries, but if you want a westernized Arab country, Dubai or UAE is perfect for you. Qatar, Kuwait, same thing. Saudi, 0% income tax, 0% gain on 0% tax on gain on investment gain or whatsoever. Okay, so a setup in Dubai is pretty smart and pretty cheap. Also, Dubai has a lot of other big benefits, such as good business connections, good people. It is a business city, and it's a future for business, and it's happening right now. And if you are making that kind of money, then you should be there. Now, obviously, if you have a location fixed-based business, then obviously it's going to be difficult for you to move over to Dubai. There's still some ways, but that's what I can teach you about how I do it, because I only focus on online money, because online money is the only money that gives you financial, geographical, and financial freedom, which are the three components to fulfill a free life, right? Another very important when it comes to legal framework or to legal asset protection is ensuring that your strategies are robust. Again, that they are not weak, that you don't do it like everyone, that it's not like attackable. It's not very, I would say, there are some ways where sometimes people set themselves up and it's just like very, very shaky. And there's maybe one person that throws a stone at you and then the whole thing comes crashing down. So be smart about it and be, again, very perfectionistic about your legal, your asset protection, your money, and diversification. Okay. Wealth preservation, we talked about it. I guess crypto is still one of the biggest wealth creators right now and one of the safest ones. I mean, there's not much you can do besides gold, silver. So you can do the gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and all this kind of stuff. You can do crypto, as I just said. Then risk mitigation, identify potential risks. What I mean by that is, again, you have the cybersecurity part, right? Cybersecurity is very important. I'll give you some advice what I don't do, okay? So you can just take it for yourself. We keep it easy and simple today. Don't log into public Wi-Fi's. Invest into a good mobile plan with good connection. For example, in Dubai, first thing you need to do is get Etisalat. Etisalat is a provider in Dubai, gigabyte plan, which means unlimited. You can stream for 100 dirham, which is 20 euros every week. You can stream all over the world, the internet, and most likely it's 5G. So if I go, I have 4G full. Oh, sorry, this camera. I don't know if you can see it, but I have 4G full right now. Most likely it's 5G and I'm in Cape Town. So I could jump over and use my data volume right now and just renew it for 20 euros if I need more, because it's 25 gigs on max. And I don't have to go to public Wi-Fi's. Now, right now, I'm in the Airbnb, right? I'm using a VPN. VPN is the number 2 that you can use. Number 1, don't log into public Wi-Fi's. Number 2, use a VPN. Now, the VPN of my choice is Nordic VPN. Costs about 80-99. You find a lot of codes, free codes. I don't have any. I'm not going to promote anything today. I'm not going to send any affiliate links or whatever. That's not my intention. My intention is purely to educate you. You can use NordVPN, so always use a VPN, right? Number 1, don't log into public Wi-Fi's. Number 2, use a VPN. Number 3, have different passwords for different exchanges and always use an authenticator. Always use an authenticator. Always use an authenticator. What do I mean by this? An authenticator is a second way, a second security wall. If the first one is breached, if someone knows your password, on how to secure that you only can get into your account. If you have the opportunity to use Google Authenticator or any authenticator, always have it on. I know it sucks. I know you have to go into the app on extra and then copy the numbers. But guys, rather have this little nerving 1 or 2 seconds than losing an account to someone that hacked you. I never got hacked. I never got any trouble. Why? Because I'm organized. And that's advice number 4. Be organized with your exchanges, where you put your money, with your passwords. Don't leak them. Don't tell them. Don't put hello 123 as a password, right? Obviously, most of the exchanges or financial institutions don't even allow these kind of passwords anymore, right? But be organized about it. Don't click on every fucking email. Don't sign up with your email everywhere, so you get 50 emails a day, and then sometimes you don't know what you're clicking on, and then you click on the wrong email, right? Make sure that your computer is clean. If you are a messy person, then maybe buy a computer only for banking stuff. where you have an antivirus on, where you have the firewall on, where you have the VPN on, and where you don't log into public networks that is not connected to your other computers and whatsoever, right? If you have a separate phone that is basically a dead phone, which is not connected to your ecosystem, because right now, for example, everything is connected here. My iMac is connected to my MacBook Air, to my iPad 1, to my iPad 2, to my iPhone 1, to my iPhone 2, to everything that I have from Apple. It's completely connected. So if I fuck it up with one device, I go into a Wi-Fi public Wi-Fi, I fuck up the whole ecosystem. But if I have a dead phone that is not connected to anything, not registered anywhere, no iCloud, no nothing, then this is where I would handle all of my money matters, right? And you don't have to do this, don't not. But I want you to start to think like that, and I want you to implement the habits right now, because if you don't implement the habits now, if you make a lot of money, you're going to mistake it and lose it. Another thing that is very important when it comes to the legal and like more like to the social kind of money protection thing and on online, I would say, is that, and that's one of the last parts that we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to give you some of the biggest advice that I've ever received when it comes to money at the end, and then we are ready to go and you guys are protected for the future. Another very important thing is when it comes to moving with money, okay? Now, as soon as you start to make money, obviously you will start to look like someone that has money, even though if you don't perceive us like that, because for example, I'm not someone that dresses like focusing on that I want to tell everyone that I have money. I think the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way that I move in my environment, people understand that I'm someone that probably has a lot of money. I don't need a shirt where it says Gucci all over the place, right? I don't need whatever. Now, even though I try to keep it very plain and low key, obviously I still have this kind of stuff on where you can obviously see it's expensive, which doesn't mean you have money, but most likely people that want to rob you, people that want to take your money whatsoever. And I'm saying this because you need to prepare right now, and I'm already preparing right now, because one day I know I'm going to be not in trouble, because I know that this can be and would and will happen. So I'm prepared right now, because I'm not planning on staying making $100,000. I'm planning to make $1 million a month. Right? I'm planning on having $100 million US dollars. That's the wealth that I want to achieve. And I need to prepare now how to move like someone that makes 100 million or has 100 million in value, right? Or makes $1 million a month. Okay? Because obviously you become a target if people know. And if you are weak, if you are an idiot, if you are not perspicacious, if you move like a geek, if you dress like a geek, if you don't have an attitude, if you're not smart, if you not have situational awareness, then people are going to take advantage of that. I can tell you stories about so many people that I know in our industry that got dragged into a car, they drove them into a forest, hanged them up naked on a tree, and said, "Give me your crypto keys or we're going to fuck you up." I know people that happened where this happened. I know people that got robbed in their houses. I know people that posted a story at a certain location, cafe, whatever, and bomb their 5 guys and take their watches and whatsoever. I have heard many of these stories. Never ever happened to me, God bless, right? But you need to be smart about it. Now, I'm currently in Cape Town. I have a big ass villa, 3 stories. I'm completely alone with my girl. I have gear of over 50,000 euros just here. 15, not 50, right? I have a Cartier Santos, which is 7K. I have clothes worth of a lot of money, but nothing else. And that's everything I would lose. Now, rule number 1, when it comes to move with money, never protect it. In terms of if someone robs you, jumps you, whatever, give it to them. Just take it, right? If someone would jump me right now in the streets here in Cape Town, I would say, "Here, brother, I appreciate you, bro. I know why you need to do this, right? We don't have to do it the hard way, but here's my watch. God bless you. Take it. Take my t-shirts, take my shoes, take my belt for 500 euros. Here you go, bro. Give me a high five. There you go." Why? Because I'm not going to put myself in danger because of a $7,000 watch. I rather just give it to him and just buy it again. I was sitting here with my girl Anita, and she said, what happens if someone robs us? What happens if someone robs us? I said, you don't do anything. You just tell them, take everything you want, even point at it, tell them, here's the watch, here's the cash, take it, go and go with God, and that's it. You don't defend it. Why should you put yourself into hospital or even get yourself killed just because you're trying to protect and being a big guy about 7,000 euros? Now, I sit here always with a knife, right? And that's another thing. Some people laugh about me because I have fucking knives everywhere in this house, literally everywhere, in front of the door, directly next to me, in my car. I drive the car with a knife that is this big. It's a kitchen knife, right? I have it right on my right-hand door cup holder. Now, some people would say, ha, 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 you're an idiot, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, if someone pulls up, which happened, I know 2 stories of friends that got stopped in the middle of the street of Cape Town and robbed, right? If this happens, bro, I'd rather have a knife than not have one. I'd rather have it than not have it. And that's very important. When you make a lot of money, you are a target. Don't post locations where you currently are. And maybe right now, no one is interested in you. Maybe no one is interested in me right now. But I'd rather be prepared than not be prepared. I'd rather not risk my life. And you risk your life with money if you make a lot of money. Legally, protection-wise, when it comes to assets, government, and whatever. Because at the end of the day, if you make a lot of money, you will always be a target. So keeping it low-key will always, 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 always be a good thing. Now, I'm someone, I love money. I like to show that I have money. I like to rent out nice cars. Not to show, but I love to drive fucking super sport car. Do you know how many trouble I get on driving super sports cars? Custody, border patrols takes me out for 3 hours, completely destroys me. Every fucking time I land somewhere, they take me out, right? Because I move like someone that has money. So if you play it low key, you dress like a geek, right? You drive a Toyota, which I'm driving right now. No one fucking stops you. No one cares who you are. And that's insanely good for some areas in life, in some places. And then there are some countries, and that's another very important thing, know the environment that you move in. I give you another story, and then we're done. I went to a restaurant which is called Gold. It's a South African restaurant with experience where they paint your face, and then there's 15 different African meals and whatever. Me and Anita, we leave the restaurant, and there's an older couple with 2 or 3 kids, right? The guy, the man, tall, not very physically informed. I would say he's a geek, just a normal guy, right? And he said to the porter, to the guy in front of the door, to the parking service and the portier and the concierge, he said, hey, because he started to walk, and he's like, stop, where are you going? And he said, oh, we're just moving, like I just have to go to the left 200 meters, and then on the roundabout there's our hotel. And he said, you shouldn't do this. Get a cab, get a taxi, get an Uber. And he's like, no, it's just like over here around the corner. And he said, okay, if you want to walk, then I'll walk with you. You walk 200 meters, and I saw it because I drove by it. There's a bridge full of people that are obviously in a very miserable situation. And I'm not saying that everyone that is in a miserable, poor position is someone that's going to rob you. But why would you do this, bro? Why would you save 10 euros, 5 euros, 2 euros, wait 2 minutes, get an Uber, drive 2 minutes, and arrive safe home in front of the hotel, than getting your family fucked because you're an idiot? Why? Makes no sense for me. And that money is there for that. Money is to protect you. Money is for you to move safe. Money is for you to be comfortable. Money is for you to be happy. Money is for you to be impactful. But if you are stupid about it, if you don't protect it, if you put all your money on one account, if you put all your money on one exchange, if you trust the government with money, if you do it illegally, if you don't do it legal, if you don't register it, if you're not smart about it, if you don't have a good tax attorney, a good tax lawyer, if you're not perfectionist about money, this is going to cost you money, and even more than money, it's going to cost probably your life or your freedom. And I know that some of you guys are like, what the fuck is he talking about, bro? Like, is it really like that? Again, it can vary. But that's the true experience that I have. They close accounts in front of your nose. They treat you different. They want your money, right? So be very smart about where you move with money. What do you show? I'm always very smart. I do a lot of research before I go into a country. I'm very professional. Doors locked, house doors locked, knives, just smart about stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, you need to protect yourself and you need to protect your family. The most important thing is that most of you guys maybe are not in the situation today. But if you don't learn it today, you maybe will make a mistake with a lot of money, right? It is like playing on a roof that is 2 meters high and then falling off it, which you can easily survive. It could lead to death, but you could survive. But you guys, if you don't plan before that, if you don't set yourself up in a good position, you immediately, with a lot of money, you are on a 10, 15, 25 meter roof and you're playing around on this roof and you might fall off with it and you're definitely gonna die. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? So you rather play and learn to play it on the low when you don't have as much money. And if you have already a lot of money, you really need to get this straight, right? Move with groups, don't move alone. Be smart where you put your money. Invest a lot of money in protecting your money, right? Because at the end of the day, at the beginning, you take a lot of risk to create wealth and money. And later on, you use a lot of money with a little risk to stay safe and rich. At the beginning, you play it risky. Like put all the money in one coin, put all the money on one exchange. I did all of this. But as soon as you make a lot of money, you start to diversify. You start to build a portfolio. You start to save it. Okay? So at the end of the day, guys, hopefully you liked the asset protection masterclass. I didn't plan a lot what I want to say. I just went through my personal experience in a chronology, how and what happened. Besides that, I gave you my advice, what I did and what I'm doing. Now, again, this is not investment advice. This is my personal opinion. Results and situations may vary. Just because you do what I say, it's not going to mean that you're going to be protected. If something like this happens to you, be smart about it, learn it. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up just so I know that you guys heard me through all of the YouTube video. You guys took at least one bit of information today that helped you, because the chat is not working and I don't know why, and it sucks. I would have loved to see the chat, but next time we're going to get it right. And with that being said, the recording is going to be here. Make sure to share it, to save it, to give it to the people that need it. Because at the end of the day, my intention was to give you my learnings that I had to learn on the hard way. Because my goal is to inspire through the community and what I do, through trading, investing, and online business, how to make a lot of money, which my YouTube channel is dedicated to. But making money is not going to solve the problems, my friends. Making money is going to bring more problems and more trouble. At the end of the day, more money means more trouble and more problems. So you have to be smart about it. You have to play on a different level, guys. With that being said, guys, stay safe, take care of your family, become rich and wealthy, and be smart about it, and give it to other people, the information that I gave to you today. Make sure to comment, make sure to share it, make sure to spread it, because I truly believe I gave my best today on educating you on asset protection. Let's get it.